listening to Oilers Nation Radio, a member of the Nation network of podcasts and delivered by DoorDash. 1 hour of straight hockey talk with Dan, Rick, Tyler, and Bagged Milk starts now.
And Kennedy and Waz and not Bagged Milk and Rick's phone playing. Welcome in episode 189 of Oilers Nation Radio. I'm Tyler. I'm filling in to host this bad boy because Bagged Milk's not here, man.
Boo.
He's up in Edmonton. And we are not up in Edmonton. We are down in the beautiful state of Tennessee on the Nation vacation in Nashville, coming to you live from the hotel room. And I'm convinced that our best podcasts, whatever show they are, real life or ONR, happen in a hotel room like this.
The last time we did it was like a combo one. I don't know what we called it, but it was both podcasts together in one. Giant Bud Lights in your hand, half the guys laying in their bed.
Oh, let's be honest. A hotel room is the best podcast studio because you got a bathroom right there. So if you want to go take a little
yeah, if you need a piss break, was
exactly maybe number two, or you never know. So is it bathroom, washroom? I think there was someone in Nashville judging me for the way we said it.
Yeah, I was. This is going to happen today, by the way. Something's going to pop up like that. And we're all going to take a second to try and remember where that was. Things are a little bit fuzzy.
Yeah.
I still don't remember. I was like, what do you guys? Oh, it was Top Golf. It was Top Golf.
Top Golf, right?
Yeah, we called it a washroom. And she's like, you guys must be Canadian. You guys call it a washroom. And I was like, well, what do you guys call it? She's like, it's a bathroom.
Wash closet.
By the way, I think we need Top Golf in Edmonton.
Yeah.
Top Golf's lit.
Yeah. I'm a Top Golf champion now. It's obvious.
Yeah, Top Golf got its start at West Edmonton Mall, did it not?
I remember that.
I don't know.
We had an outdoor
driving range on the roof.
We had an outdoor driving range on the roof. It was all netted in and stuff. So there was none of the targets.
No,
I don't think it had any of the TV. It was just like it was the second level of Victoria golf course, but outside on top of West End in a bunch of netting and stuff. Yeah. I don't even know how long it was.
I think it was just the spark that lit the fire that is Top Golf.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Everything is Edmonton. This is also totally random, but while we're talking about stuff, the amount of people when Rick and I were walking to Jimmy John's today who loved his shirt, Hope Will Never Die, as we walked around the area by the church was hilarious.
I mean, they've taken it at a different level. Like they're not thinking the Oilers like this.
Listen, you're at the Church of Oiler when you're
darn right they are.
Never Die.
I'm straight.
But we do have a special moment here, Tyler, because this is my first ever trip podcast.
Yeah.
But this is Kennedy and Waz's first ever Nation vacation.
This is Kennedy's podcasting debut
and Nation vacation first trip ever. And it's been a blast.
And what's your record at Oiler games now? Or at least the two of you together as a team?
And Waz, our record is now 7-0.
This is ridiculous.
Wow. Which is insane. So...
That is wild.
That's a hot streak.
Yeah,
well done. If we could clap, we would, but we're all holding microphones.
I'm pretty sure I saw after he scored his third goal last night, I saw Leon point up to the crowd right where you were sitting. For the record, it might have been wrong. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that's what I saw. Someone check the video.
Yeah. Kennedy instantly melted into a puddle at the Bridgestone Arena.
He don't even remember standing up.
He was just pointing in the general vicinity of the puddle. That is you.
Yeah. That is, that's fair. Yeah,
that's
it was
fair.
like, I know.
You knew where to point.
Oh,
yeah.
All right, let's go through. We're going to get to all the usual stuff. Hot Cold Performers, Ask the Idiots, Bagged Milk has sent questions that I haven't looked at yet. We're going to do a delicious debate for Oodle Noodle right away as well. But I want to do trip recap to start the pod. Trip is still going on, I guess, but still. Flight out, vibes in the airport, leaving. Unreal.
Absolutely
incredible.
Crazy. Yeah, it's so much fun being in the airport. It's crack of dawn. Everybody still has a little bit of the glassy-eyed look from the the restless sleep the night before because of that excitement. And how many Let's Go Oilers chants did we get going that morning?
There's a couple.
Oh, there was quite a few.
And for us to be as chipper as we were and ready to go as we were, it was awesome to see some delicious waffle and chicken sandwiches. Rick,
their food was good, but I was telling you, it's like Christmas morning. That's what it was. So, you're a little bit tired, a little bit woozy, but you got that excitement of, oh boy, what's coming up here for the next 72 hours or however long we're here for. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, I had trouble getting up that morning. It was like 5:40 a.m. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the airport vibes were awesome. They did like a ribbon cutting because
when our friend cut the ribbon, right?
Yeah, Amarjeet Sohi, who is our friend. We'll get to that. What a beauty. Flight out, awesome. Again, like, let's go Oilers chants on the plane out. Then you land in Nashville. And when you walk off the plane, they had like a band. They had gift bags for everyone to welcome us all to Nashville. Like, they straight up rolled out the red carpet for this group of Oilers fans, which was awesome.
First of all, the flight attendant was a bit chirpy at the end. She was judging.
She was giving us crap about being Oilers
She
fans.
was like, "That's the worst. Let's go Oilers chant I've heard. I thought you expected better from Edmonton fans." I'm like, you know what? We're on an airplane. We're half tired. Relax. Okay.
Hold on. What was the thing that holding us back? The airplane was not licensed.
This is true.
If you want to get some oil, let's go with their chance. And we've seen it. Last night was a perfect example. We need a little bit of the booze to get going here first. I know it wakes me up at the very least.
You get a couple in bearded brown and he'll let it go.
Yep.
So
that night was watch party at the corner pub, and the Oilers shit their pants.
yeah.
But we had a good time. Like, again, 100 probably Oilers fans in that bar down.
Easy.
100 Oiler fans show up. Shout out to the corner pub downtown and the staff. They were wonderful to us. They did not expect to see as many Oiler fans as they saw. I had to kind of be honest with them and just told them that we have 25, 30 confirmed, but then we're putting out the word, and Oiler fans, you showed up.
We'll follow.
And
100%.
That environment was way better than anything they had going on inside XL Energy Center, even though they were celebrating every damn goal every 2 minutes. But it was an absolute blast. Oiler fans are undefeated about showing up places, random spots in random towns around this world. And this one was no different.
Only problem, I couldn't really enjoy that because my ears never fully
You're in rough
unpopped.
shape.
Yeah, you're not used to flying, hey?
No, it's been like 2 years, right?
Yeah.
So like, and also my nose has been stuffed for the past week, even before I flew out. I thought I was gonna have COVID. Thankfully, I didn't. So if you wonder why I was sounding sick, my nose has been stuffed for the whole week. It sucks.
Brutal.
We'll fight through it though, buddy.
Yeah, it's been great. I'm still enjoying the trip.
Oilers.
What were your first impressions when you got off that plane in Nashville?
Because you don't travel a lot either. You haven't for a bit, right?
I haven't. Like, this was my first trip, basically, like
Post pandemic.
COVID. Yeah. And this has been on my bucket list forever. And so humidity here, love it. Feel great. 2, food.
Fantastic.
I cannot speak of like a better experience.
Haven't had a bad meal.
How about the portion sizes though?
They're massive.
Huge.
You need to share with somebody.
Yeah.
Like,
I eat a lot of food, and there's meals I wasn't able to finish.
yeah.
I have to admit, I'm missing my wife just for that ability to be able to split the meals and be able to conquer a few more options. I went and checked out Jack's Barbecue on my own.
What'd you get?
And
We went there yesterday.
I got ribs.
Yeah.
And I got the shoulder. I got the Tennessee.
You went the
shoulder.
2 meats with, okay. I went the 3 meats just because I had to have 3. I needed to try as much as possible.
Rick, you know me. I'm not a person that casually drops profanity. I'm sitting in the middle of this restaurant by myself. There's children around, and I took a bite out of the rib, and I said, "Holy fuck!" I was blown away.
I like how you whispered in the microphone.
Was unreal.
It's so good, right?
Something special, something neat to be a part of. And yeah, Kennedy, good job. That's a great point. The food on this trip has been something to behold. It's been unbelievable.
You can't even imagine coming down here. You knew you're going to get an experience,
Yes.
but it's been next level, exceeded everything above and beyond. People are so nice too here.
The people are so good. There's so many nice people here. I come to America and I expect a little bit of an edge, a little bit of a, you see the sticker on the window that says there's no guns allowed in here. You're reminded of it constantly that you are not in Kansas.
The only rough part we've had so far were 2 Leaf fans.
Yep.
Not to pick anybody out of the crowd, but we had the one guy around us last night just would not shut up.
In a Matthews
Jen had to come over and tell him to leave, and we were walking home, and some dude from across the street, he was more just having fun with it, so yelled something, and I don't know where my response came from, but I just called him Austin.
Yeah.
And he stopped and he smiled and he walked away.
You had. We're jumping ahead a little bit, but actually, no, I don't think so. I think we're doing okay. We did Topgolf as a team, which was fun. That was a fun group outing. But the video of Rick with the lightning as he hits the ball, unreal. One, the fact that they told us we were still going to Topgolf.
They insisted that we came to Topgolf. They said that it was weather
inclined.
Weather inclined. Weather inclined building, which when you get there, you find out that you're standing around 30 towers that are that would hold up the net.
You're holding
so
a metal
really
stick.
unsafe. But anyways, back to the story.
Good point. I wanted to just ask, because I remember, you remember taking the Uber to Topgolf?
Yes.
Do you remember the funny part at the very end of the Uber ride? Like, where are we on the map? What's underneath us?
Oh no, not this.
Yeah, this.
Oh
No,
yeah,
I didn't
You were in my Uber, right?
No,
I don't think so.
I
No,
was in
Dan.
the-
I think it was the four of us in
Bus.
the Uber and Cam.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going there and we're talking about where we are on the map.
So embarrassing.
And so Kennedy thinks, none of us, for the record, were very good at like nailing this.
Me
Tyler
and
I talked
you,
about
when
this
we
before.
got off the plane day one, I turned to you and I said, Rick, if you showed me a map, I could not tell you where we are in the country.
And I agreed. And if I had to do it, I probably would have been closer to like the Boston area, like closer to the East Coast, where we ended up being. Like, we're pretty far south right now.
Yeah.
A lot more than I expected. But then Kennedy, I can't remember exactly how it goes. We'll paraphrase this.
Yeah.
She thought there was nothing underneath us. She thought it was like just water. Like the
was
ocean was
so
right
I
confident
there.
was
in
there
my
for that
answer, too.
Uber ride. I just wanted to tell the story.
So confident in my answer too. I was like, we hit water if you go south. And the Uber driver. I'm in the back seat, and he's like, "These Canadians have no idea."
You go south, you go to Mexico.
No, you go
there's
to Alabama.
states below us, dude.
Oh, okay.
Alabama's.
Oh yeah, no, we're not at the South American border. There's no wall. There's no wall close to us.
So we were talking about, you know, the American speak segments that we've seen in the past from Rick Mercer. We really undid a lot of that work with one Uber ride on its own.
That guy probably like went home to his family and was like, I had these Canadians today.
Oh, yeah.
You would not believe how
He
stupid
gave us some
this
looks.
group was.
Are you guys serious?
He's like, hey, I'm going to take a vacation. We're going to go up to Canada and I'm going to do a podcast called Shit Canadians Say.
Kennedy and I were in an Uber heading to Target on what was it, Wednesday? And this Uber guy was so shocked that we don't have Target in Canada anymore.
We had one.
We
had a
them,
few.
we called them Targets.
Yeah, but he was like, there's no more Targets in Canada. How is this possible? Like, he had some like really weird accent. It was like a French accent. Like, this guy from Quebec or something. Like, he was shocked that Target. He's like, how do you go bankrupt? It's Target.
What closed Target then? Kennedy, you're the big Target person. I remember like everyone got jacked up because it was in South Common.
They couldn't get product over the border or something like that. There was like, you'd walk in and shelves would be empty, and then they.
I read like a 12 tweet thread on like how it just totally fell apart once. Yeah, there was like a handful of issues. Like they rushed opening it. They couldn't get products across the border as well.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have to ask Chris Pronger.
We'll have to take a break here to bring you the sponsors of the Zellers podcast.
Yeah.
Hey.
Well, this is a Zellers.
Zellers is legendary. My mom worked there.
Getting back on track to the trip. We went down a weird rabbit hole there. This is a very real life-ish edition of ONR.
It's killing them.
It's just driving me nuts.
Crawling right now.
Game day. We went to, it's called Rippy's, the bar that's I think it was an R.
Rippies.
It's a Predators bar.
It's the Predators bar. The outside of it has Predators logos painted all over it. It's painted in that nice pea yellow, and the locals say that's their Predators bar.
And we took it over.
Literally took it over.
It started to bleed at about 4:30 blue, and then the orange started to come out, and then it was just game over.
Yeah.
The downstairs got taken over. The band was getting frustrated because our Let's Go Oilers chants were kind of taking the stage away from them. So then I made my way upstairs and I found you guys just absolutely dominating upstairs. You guys,
we paid the band to play La Bamba.
Yes.
Which was amazing.
So good.
Amazing.
It's hilarious because they don't really understand what's going on.
Yeah.
But like, all right, we'll play this.
Yeah, they didn't
Then
know what
like
they
the
just
non-Oiler
walked in.
fans, they don't know what the hell's going on. Like, why is they playing this? Now, why are these guys getting all excited about La Bamba?
Yeah.
And then as soon as that ended, like the band normally just goes from one song to another, right? And same thing. They had like stop talking because that Let's Go Oiler chant just took over for a good minute, 45 seconds, something like that.
You'll love to see it. Nashville is a whole experience. Just a little side story. I've found out that all these bands, they don't actually get, who was it? Was it somebody in this room that was telling me this? That they don't get paid. They just get paid in tips.
Really?
So you can tip a band and they will do pretty much anything you want. I saw an Oilers fan in the lower section of the bar actually pay to get up on the stage, and he did an amazing rendition of like Freebird or something. The crowd was losing it for him.
Yeah,
so Nashville has just been a whole experience for everyone. It's awesome to see.
it wasn't quite the Vegas high five line that was legendary, but the vibe outside of Bridgestone was pretty good before the game too. Like again, a lot of Oilers fans coming up and like chatting to us, and like everyone obviously in a great mood because like it's beautiful outside and all that stuff.
And then some of us stick out a little bit more. You got the bearded Brad in his like all orange tracksuit. Tyler, you had your little outfit,
your romper truck.
Your romper truck is there.
I did some game day predictions with people in the building, and I asked two Predators fans outside. They were Finnish, by the way. Oh. And they said, oh, yeah, you guys are going to lose like 7-0, 8-0. I'm like, excuse me? So
they were wrong.
Yeah, check that on our TikTok.
More wrong.
Game itself, unreal.
Well,
we don't win a lot when we go on these trips. So like you're inherently a little bit nervous, even though it's confident Oilers fan. You're sitting there going, they always find a way to like screw this up when we travel to go watch them. But they played on like 4-0 win. Good. The way they got for 4-0, like they played unbelievable.
Yeah. That first period was incredible.
I was kind of honestly a little confident going into this game. I felt like we were going to try and secure the win. I feel like there's no way we're going to go on a 3-game losing streak. We've had a pretty decent record against Nashville recently. I just had good confidence. So we've played them well in the past. And to get a shutout though, that's Mike Smith.
Yeah, we're going to get to him in the delicious debate. I'm going to save the Smith topic for then. But like Edmonton dominated the play at 5-on-5.
Yeah.
Their power play was lethal.
Dynamite.
Like the Leon goal was sick, but every opportunity the Oilers got with the man advantage, at least from chances. My slightly blurred vantage point, they had a couple good chances. They were running the puck well. Like that was a really, really good night from every facet for the Oilers.
Yeah, I really appreciate that because I think everybody in this room knows, and a lot of other people know that I like to be a little bit loud in buildings and have a little bit of fun out there. So when I get to do it, and I do it in Calgary, and they put up, a stinker or something like that, it kind of sucks. It's pretty tough to cheer like that. But a game like last night, like I know there was a girl who was one row in front of us, a couple seats over, and she was. Normally, I bet she's a pretty loud fan. Every time she started a Let's Go Predators or whatever their chant was, I was like, okay, I'll give you the first one. And then it was my turn to go Oilers go. And I'm way louder than her. Sorry. There's their ruckus little 303 cell block group or whatever was over there. They tried to get chants going. We were pretty loud. We just heard that going. We took it over. I don't know what it sounded like on the television, but from our perspective, we shut them down just as well as the Oilers shut down the Predators.
I was going to say, I think that it's harder when you're in the stands to really truly know what the sound is like. But for sure, every chant that, because they started the game out with "Let's go Preds," and then by the end of the game they were doing "Go Preds Go" because I think they felt like they were getting it taken from them, and so they are a good fan base at being able to pivot like that. Yeah. But I was going to say with the power play, the best part for me was that they have that little cheeky chant that they do. First of all, I don't know if you guys saw it, but down in the lower bowl, when the guys go to the bench, all the fans do the little teeth marks at them. Lord. All the players.
That's as bad as the Sharks chomp.
I know it's a visual medium we're explaining this in, but I have two fingers up in the air and I'm just kind of like breaking them like teeth. But then they yell at you when you get a power play, when the opposing team gets a power play, they yell something about how it's a power play. And then the fans all go, but you still suck. And every time that we got a power play, that "you still suck" got less and less emphatic and less excited. It was awesome.
I kept trying to yell at Paul all night. Paul, you got to announce that goal a little bit louder for us, please Paul. Or he'd come out and say whatever he said. There's 1 minute to go. Thanks, Paul, but I can see the clock too. Like, the people around me were not. Well, some I think liked it. I think that one girl was getting annoyed, but
she started to get annoyed at the end. But for the most part, the fans, like when the Oilers would score and me and you would stand up and kind of like do our little taunting. For the most part, they thought it was funny. The only time a guy got mad at me was after the first period. Me and you were walking out of our seats down the stairs, and I looked up and I was like, God, it's so weird. Why don't they have any Stanley Cup banners up? And this guy who was like mid 50s, he like looked at me, he goes, yeah, you think that joke's really fucking funny, don't you? And I was like, oh, okay. Like that's like the mildest thing I've said in the last 20 minutes.
In his defense, how many times do you think Predator fans hear the banner talk?
Which one? Okay, what banner did they put up? I forget. I remember it's not even
banner. It was the Western. No, you're right, Kennedy. It was.
It's the president's trophy, right?
Yeah, and then everybody just started to turn it into a meme.
Yeah.
And then they, to their own credit,
everybody
their
has a
social
president's
media
trophy.
team has more fun with it than anybody,
Oh, it's
as
awesome.
they should. Just like Winnipeg Jets Twitter account, you should be talking about how the fact you don't have an airport. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to the Predators at hand.
No, it was they put up a banner that says regular season Western Conference champions because they were the one seed.
Exactly. I was gonna say president. Everyone's got a
I know,
president if you win
that's-
it. There you go. Yeah.
And then that was right around the time that we put up one for Garth Brooks at 9 concerts. So there's a lot of banner chatter going on. But then, the Predators own it and they love it.
Yeah.
So, but I can understand that they probably hear it a lot inside the building from opposing
Well,
fans.
to go back to what Dan was saying about them all
fingers.
doing the finger things, the fan like back and forth between just the chanting and all that, I was stunned. Like, just it was so cool in a way. So like,
and that
props,
that
honestly,
fuels you. It
that does.
fuels
That's
you
what I was
as an
like,
opposing fan.
Like angry.
Yes.
Like I want to yell. Like like we're here. We're in this barn.
I
you know,
can't
we're back.
wait until we score and shut you up.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
And then
That's
it
what
just
it's
got better
all about.
and better and better.
And then it, to make matters better for us and worse for Predator fans, they score a goal.
Oh,
that was fun.
They get through their entire spiel about how it's all our fault and all this shit. And then I saw the linesman skate out and I just rose. I rose slowly. I said, you guys took your seat now. It's our time.
I'm looking on the phone on Twitter trying to figure what's going on because there's just a little gap, and this girl over here, she's getting all excited and giving it back to me at this point. And then you can see it, and the boys are all staying by the bench, both teams, and then other officials make their way to the other side, and we're going, wait a second, hold on, I think they're challenging this. They show the replay, and right away we're assuming it's the push of the goalie, right? Because that's what it looked like. He got puck first. I'm like, hey, we're all on the same side. We're like, no, that's definitely not a goalie interference. This is definitely a goal. It is what it is. No problem. Look at the phone. And I can't remember who you said. It might have been Brownlee or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I think it might be offside. Oh, and then hold on a second. If we know Kupel is what, 1,000 for 1,000 right now.
That's
if he's saying it's offside, we got excited at that point. No, he doesn't miss.
When did it change for us as Oiler fans? Because I am still trained to be worried when a goal review comes up.
Any review is going against us. Yeah.
Right. But now it's like you get excited. Now you're rising up out of your seat because there's a chance that Kupel is struck again.
If we called it, then you know what? It's going our way.
We need a Kupel t-shirt design.
We're working on something.
Nice. Attaboy. There we go. Kennedy.
Yeah.
Kennedy.
That's what I'm here for.
There we go.
It's going to happen.
So that was cool. After the game, we took a big photo with a ton of Oilers fans in front of the Smashville sign, and like just being around the Oilers fans outside the rink as everyone was high-fiving and just drunk and in a great mood. Like
maybe accidentally put a decal up somewhere.
It was an accident.
The vibes were immaculate. But just one thing I want to talk about is how about Leon's Hattie?
What do you think?
Like strictly back to the game stuff.
I think I have to say some words because I didn't throw my cowboy hat, and a lot of people were not happy about that.
I told you. I don't know if you heard. I said I'll buy you a new one, man. Let that baby go.
I had mixed thoughts. I was about to, and then like I think Kenny was like, "Don't throw it." Some people were telling me just not to throw. I'm like, what do I do? I'm like, but then again, it was not going to hit the ice.
No, you weren't.
You're not alone in that though. If you just look at it about your 1 o'clock,
it's a heavy hat.
But if you look at it like your 1 o'clock, that hat did not go either.
Yeah,
I did mine. Unfortunately,
you didn't throw yours?
Yeah, a few
I'll
people
explain my story in a second.
I whipped mine.
I'll explain mine in a second. Go ahead, Tyler.
This is a blue and orange piece of Nation gear, and we don't make them anymore. And I love this hat. It's one of my favorite hats. Like,
Respect,
I'm not losing it.
Respect. Mine. So at the last Nation road trip that we did to Calgary, I threw away my prized 10th anniversary hat, which I will never get back.
You know who didn't throw a hat that one?
Oh, do I ever, Rick?
Does he sign your paychecks?
Say the name.
Jay
Say
Downton?
it for me.
Jay Downton?
Jay Downton? You are on notice. I need a 10th anniversary hat back. I honestly, if you took a photo of me for the next 3 minutes after that goal in Calgary, after Leon's hat trick goal, I was just devastated. Anyways, getting back to tonight, I was ripping around the arena, making content, trying to say hello to people, trying to get to talk to Predator fans. It was an absolute vibe and an absolute blast. I hear Leon scored the goal and I'm talking to somebody and I'm like, sorry, I have to go. And they just kept talking to me. They were telling me about something about Tennessee. It was wonderful. But I knew he had scored. I'm running down one of the little tunnels in the lower bowl. I get my hat off and I'm going to toss it. And the old usher, he just turns around and he goes, no. and stopped me dead because they had just finished clearing the ice.
That's the best
And
time to
so
throw it.
I know, but Rick, I didn't want to get kicked out of the arena.
should.
I had to do a small calculation there.
Yeah.
And I thought I might have to do some splaining if I get kicked out halfway through the game because I threw a hat on the
If
ice.
that's what got you kicked out, you'd be loved.
took my hat off for the rest of the game. I attached it to the back.
I was going
of
to
my
say, because I
pants.
thought you had your hat off.
Attached to the back of my pants, and I allowed my shame to get out on the Twitter once my phone was recharged. So yes, there's quite a few hats on our heads still. You know, I am of the fraternity that believes that you should throw your hat. It's your fault.
I blame myself for bringing a good hat. Like we went to Calgary. I didn't bring a good hat.
Yeah.
I knew damn well if it goes, it goes. I came to Nashville, only brought one hat. Brought the good hat. See you later, maroon nation hat. See ya.
Do you remember there was an NHL ad like 3 years ago where it said the odds of seeing a hat trick, and it was something like 1 in 16 games. I feel like with the Oilers, it's now like 1 in every 4.
Dude, we've been to 2 games in the last 3 weeks or whatever the hell it is, and we've seen 2 hatties.
I like hats, you guys. Can we at least score 5 or 6 goals in a game?
We need a joint GoFundMe from Oilers fans to.
I'm just wondering what happens when if someone's had a little too much to drink. Leon pops 4.
Yeah.
Who's doing the Joe Thornton?
Oh no. Yeah. It almost happens accidentally when I wear that romper.
After the game, Tyler, you didn't get let into a bar because of that romper.
I totally forgot about that until now. We were going to go into Whiskey Row or whatever, a bar that we went to the night before and had a great time in.
Yep.
And the bouncer just looked at me and you could tell he thought, and he was like, I'm not letting you in.
Bearded Brad said he wasn't going to be allowed in either.
Which is it's a classic, Rick. I know you work in the industry. I have worked in the industry. That's a classic. Yes. Like Tyler said, they were just looking for a reason to get rid of you. I don't think they were actually mad at your romper.
Yeah, you see, he called it. Yeah, is your not wardrobe.
He dress code.
Dress code.
Yeah, it's a dress code
function.
Rude.
Dress code. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. What happened instead? If we go inside that bar,
True.
the next part doesn't happen.
And the next part is we're waiting to cross the street, see some Oilers fans, and the mayor, Amarjeet Sohi, is
Right
just
there on the
hanging out
corner.
there right on the corner. He has a picture up. We posted it too, but nice picture of a bunch of Oilers fans and the mayor of Edmonton in Nashville. Unbelievable stuff. And then we actually ended up going up to Tootsie's and like hanging out with him for a little bit, which was super cool. He is a great guy.
Fantastic human being. Dude was out. I'm telling you, 1:30 at the very least.
I love that.
1:30, he was still going hard.
There were some locals that were going by us when we were all taking pictures, and they were like, "Who is that?" And we're like, "It's the mayor of Edmonton." And they were like, "What is that?"
They're like, "Who's the mayor? Who's the mayor?" And I didn't want to like blow him up too much, so I just kept pointing at Jared. I was like, "Yeah, Jared's the mayor." Even so, he's like, "Yeah, Jared's the mayor."
Yeah.
So
That was so good. Like getting to meet him, super cool. Night before we were out with like some Oilers people. I told this story on Real Life. One of the highlights of my trip is watching Kennedy and Kate Mack meet each other. And the way you were like, I love your work. And she was like, I love your work.
that was a highlight of my trip, honestly. Like, I adore her and I think she does amazing work. So getting to meet her finally was just...
And then on Twitter last night, when someone tweeted, if Leon gets a hat trick, Kate Mack needs to tweet Leon's a hot bitch from the main account. And she replied with the eyes emoji. And I was like, it's going to happen. They're going to tweet something.
She messaged me back after and she's like, I tried, I couldn't. And I was like, it's the thought. It's the thought that counts, honestly.
So did she like have to ask somebody first? Is that why the
I'm sure she'd have to
sure she'd have
clear
to.
it.
Hot bish. Hot bish would have been fine. It would have made the play.
Everybody gets the joke at this point, so
It's good.
So
it's
funny.
good stuff.
But yeah, I mean, getting to meet them was like super, super cool.
So awesome.
Everyone we've met on this trip from like an Oilers fan perspective has just been like so cool to get to chat. And that's one of my favorite parts about this trip is just talking to people who you normally, I got golf plans with people now who have come on this trip. We're talking about when we're making our first tee time this year. Like, I don't know. It's just really cool to like meet a bunch of, if you're on this trip, you're a diehard.
Yep.
And that automatically means you have something in common with them. So it's neat.
This trip is more unique than any nation vacation I think we've ever done because of the timeline that we have. We've been afforded, really an extra day above
Actually
and
an extra
beyond
day.
what the nation normally does. you know, we're in and out pretty quick because people have lives and we've got games to cover and that kind of thing. But
Vegas is like bigger and a little more wider.
Yep.
So people get spread out a little bit more.
That's exactly
Here,
it.
this Broadway where everybody wants to go, it's pretty condensed. You know, it's a couple long streets or avenues, whatever you want to call
2
it.
blocks. Yeah.
But so therefore everyone's in a more of a tight space, right? So you got to run into a lot more people.
I have taken a journey the last 2 mornings at about 9 to 10 o'clock in the morning. And I've ran into everybody on our trip at once during those walkarounds, just in, 30, 40 minutes of walking. So yeah, it's been a really fun time. Like you said, Tyler, to be able to just connect with Oiler fans, because every time we go to these things, I say it to everyone I talk to, we are all friends with a commonality that we didn't even know beforehand. But as soon as you start talking to an Oilers fan, you can talk about what happened in that last game, and you're both able to just riff about it for 10 minutes and be friends that you didn't even know.
And that's the beauty of it. And I feel like so special in a way to be able to even hang out with you guys and like even just anybody else on the trip. It's like you have a whole new crew again, and it's therapeutic in a way, honestly.
Yeah, especially after the last 2 years.
Especially
a lot of people, just getting out and a little bit more normalcy and whatnot.
That's
just great.
We're at pretty much bang on the 30-minute mark. So we're going to transition into more nerdy hockey talk, or get into maybe the more usual structure of the podcast. Let's start with the Oodle Noodle delicious debate of the week. And this does tie in to last night's game as well. 30 saves and a shirtless post-game press conference from Mike Smith. The way I didn't see this coming, the way he's flipped his season around here in the last few weeks. You had some numbers on it, right, Rick? You had a tweet about just how good he's been in like the last 2 weeks or whatever.
It's excuse me. It's been all of April so far anyway. So minimum 3 starts of all the goalies involved. Mike Smith is first in wins with 5, first in losses with 0, first in save percentage with a 945, second in goals against with a 179, and first in what is the GSAA?
Goals saved above average.
There you go, 6.79. The dude's on fire right now.
He's absolutely he's won 5 starts in a row now. The first one was the St. Louis game, 861 save percentage. Then it goes 969, 969, 939, 1,000.
Incredible.
Yeah. The delicious debate. The question is this: are you confident in Mike Smith again?
Yes, as long as he stays healthy. And listen, the first injury was like I don't think he even told us what it was, but we're guessing it was like a high ankle sprain or something like that, right? Not really an old man injury, but the healing time is kind of an old man thing, right? Listen, he's my age, I get it. That's what happens. Then he had that weird thumb thing. So he stayed off the ice for forever with the ankle. Then the weird thumb thing came in. Same thing, not really an old man injury, but that old man healing takes a little bit longer. Now all of a sudden we're in January. Right about that?
Yeah.
Almost February?
Well, when he came back from the thumb thing, it was February 8th.
Yeah. Then we're like, what was the line they're trying to get him going?
Yeah.
Yeah. They had to get him going. He got a little bit of the rust off, and he's gone back to playing what you saw out of him last year for the most part, right? Maybe. And I'm telling you, man, like I said this before, I think the injury is actually a good thing for him, where it's going to leave his tank full of gas. He's not going to be run down. He's going to have a lot of juice left. Mikko's playing really well as well. The most important thing, though, is the team playing in front of them. They're playing a structured five-man system in their own end. And it makes it easy for any goaltender.
Was, what do you think about Mike Smith?
I think my nerves are starting to settle a little bit more around him. Or a couple, weeks ago, I was really nervous every time the guy would try and make a save or handle the puck. I always looked like, anything can happen. You'll let anything in. And now he's starting to look like Rick said, the Mike Smith from last season, the Mike Smith we were expecting to see, I think. And, I don't know who said it. I think it was Ken Holland or someone, but Mike Smith takes a very good job at taking care of his body compared to most 40-year-old athletes, I think. So
40-year-olds in general,
I guess, yeah, fair enough. But I think I like Mikko Koskinen, but he hasn't had the best couple games recently. So it's good to see that Mike Smith is starting to kind of get back to his game.
For me, I'm going to say no, because I think that Smith still has some, and it's weird for me to say this to a grown adult, especially a 40-year-old grown adult. He has some growing up to do. And I'm sick and tired of seeing him point at his defenseman and glare at his defenseman. When he doesn't do that stuff, and when he's just battling, and it's Schmitty battling himself, and he's battling the puck, and that's all he's doing, he's at his best. But what I find when he's focused on what other people aren't or are doing for him, that's when he gets himself into trouble for myself. So I'm not going to trust him just yet. I'm going to give him a little bit more time, and I'm hoping that once we get to the playoff time, we've still got Schmitty battling, and we've got Mikko Koskinen operating it at a high level as well, and not letting in those goals like he did against Minnesota.
I think it goes back to like being able to have two goaltenders, that if one has a bad game and then you can go to the next one and you can kind of rely on your other one. Yep. I think that kind of showed this last two games where Mikko did not have a great game, and then Mike came out and, shut it down, and it was impressive. So if we can keep like one going here and there.
And I think that's an important thing. I will stand by this. I am more confident in Mike Smith than I have been at any point this season. I was one of the louder voices on the put him on waivers, get him out of here train, right? And, he's making us eat our words a little bit in that regard. The people who did say that, because when he started playing well at first, it was against bad teams. And I said, hey, he's got to do it more than 2 games in a row. He's got to do it against good teams. Okay, well, now he actually is doing it more than 2 games in a row, and he's doing it against some really good teams. Nashville is a really good hockey team. So I am confident in him now. And I think going into the playoffs, I still don't know who you start game 1, but you need to keep them both going.
Yeah.
If Mike Smith, you're obviously starting him in the next game coming off a shutout. That's just what you do. If he plays well, though, he doesn't get a third start no matter what. I'm going back to Mikko, and I'm giving Mikko a game. And if Mikko plays well, he gets a second start, and then it's back to Smith on the third one. I think you need to keep the rotation going, because the last 2 playoff series this team's been in, granted, they haven't played great, but have they not had to use both guys, or did Smith get all 4 against Winnipeg? Smith did get all 4.
Started all 4. I think there might have been a game where Mikko
came in, but that was the problem, is that they just didn't have any other options.
So, right, like you're going to need them both going, and I don't think you can put yourself in a spot where for some reason you start Mike Smith in 7 of the last 8 games. I think you need to keep them both up.
100%. We talked about this last night, where it's going to be you win, you play. When we get to the playoffs, it's going to be win, you play, you lose, next guy's up. The way it's going to go, right? So that's the way you're going to do it. You need to have both of them playing for the next 8 games left.
Yep.
But we've seen it in both games here that the Minnesota game and the Nashville game. Mikko didn't look good, but the team was terrible in front of him.
Yeah, awful.
Right? They're giving up things that you shouldn't have to deal with.
Yep.
Team plays better. Smitty puts up the shutout. It's all about them playing properly in their own zone. Both goaltenders can get you W's. They're not going to do it on their own. Yeah. You need to be able to sit there, because the other teams can score goals. The other teams are getting paid. They've got good offense out there. We need to play properly 5-on-5 in front of our goalie. We do that, we're laughing. We've proved it. We've seen it since Woodcroft got here.
Yep. Fair enough.
Just looking back again at the game log last night, Draisaitl scores 1 in the first, 1 in the second. He finishes off the Hattie with a second power play goal in the third period. And I just saw Low Tide threw this out on Twitter, and it was what Craig Button rated Leon Draisaitl on draft day.
Yeah.
Skating 4 of 5. Hockey IQ 5 of 5. Hands 5 of 5. This shot 3 of 5. And it's so crazy to look back at that draft. He goes number 1, obviously.
Hands down.
Like, Ekblad's a really, really good defenseman. Sam Reinhart is a good complementary winger. He can drive play. I get it. But Draisaitl goes number 1 in that draft. And it's fascinating to even think back to his early days in Edmonton, when it was, he'll be a good playmaker to play. And when Connor came, he'll be a good playmaker to play behind Connor. And to watch him, again, we've talked about this a lot, but how he's transformed himself into an elite sniper, when that was not a tool he had in his toolkit as a prospect.
He is locked in.
Yeah.
You just expect it now of him, that he is going to dominate for you. And yes, in certain elements like Nashville, he does even better. Anaheim, another good example.
17 goals in 8 games.
Right.
17 goals in 8 games.
Insane.
And I don't know who's got a computer in front of them.
Unreal.
But you should go to Wikipedia and click in Nashville Predators and just check who their owner is.
Better one. Click in the city of Nashville.
Oh,
the mayor of Nashville is Leon Draisaitl.
Oh, that's good.
But yeah, the word I was looking for is automatic. He's almost getting to the point of being automatic. Yeah. Like I had somebody sitting next to me that just was yelling at him. I think it was Jake was yelling at him, get into your spot. And as soon as he gets in that spot and gets the puck, it's game.
It's going to happen.
Game.
It's going to happen.
It's unreal. It's absolutely unreal. I feel bad for the goalies that have to do it. Credit to the Predator fans. They love their UC Saros. We did not get shut out by UC Saros, which is a phenomenal meme by the Predators team, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Leon Draisaitl is making a lot of people look dumb, myself included.
Since Leon Draisaitl came into the NHL, I'm just making sure I have the right number in front of me.
More points than him is 97.
Since Leon Draisaitl has come into the NHL, he has 19 goals against the Predators in 20 games. No one else. Second is Huberto at 13 against the Preds. Like Draisaitl is a nightmare for Nashville. It's unreal.
Hemsky do this to Nashville too? I think Hemsky got real hungry in Nashville too.
So watching him play in like Kelowna and stuff like that, like he was MVP for that Memorial run. And even watching him then, it was just like, you could tell that there was skill there. And then when it came to the NHL, he obviously wasn't doing what the fans were thinking.
That first year, everyone's like, you can't skate.
No.
You can't skate.
And he was sent down and all that. And then like playoffs happened. And that mentality, I think, because it's a mental game too, right? I don't know. It just triggered something.
He got sent down and got pissed off.
Yeah.
And he came back and this is where he is now.
Yeah, exactly.
And now he's pissy.
Now he's pissy.
And he's wearing the shirt.
Dan's been trying to keep him in the AHL for 4 or 5 years now.
Absolutely. I want him down there for a couple more. You can never overripe a guy like Leon Draisaitl enough.
I was very fortunate to see his first NHL goal too.
Were you?
Yeah, it was nice against Carolina.
There you go.
Oh, that was in Edmonton.
Yeah,
right?
it was. Yeah, so,
I remember that.
But I remember back when Draisaitl got drafted, he was actually being compared to Anze Kopitar.
But again, it was because he was a big two-way guy.
He was more like he was supposed to be more of like a defensive guy, and that's what I was expecting out of him. I was expecting like Ovechkin like numbers out of him ever.
I think that we put a lot of hope and expectations on our draft list that we see. You know, Craig Button is a really good analyst.
Yeah, no doubt.
And the 50 guys that he knows, you know, personally and has been able to see them, I trust his analysis on that. And then as you start to expand further and further out, as those lists hit the 150 mark and the 200 mark, there's no humanly possible way that he could know how much those players and know enough about them to give you a true indication. So it really sucks for a guy like that.
And he went third overall, right?
Kind of thing
he was third behind Ryan.
One thing I was going to say is that like, it's funny because we kind of expected this goal scoring from like Taylor Hall or Nail Yakupov at the time when we drafted him, but somehow it's Leon Draisaitl. So
way to go, Waz. Now we're going to have to talk about Taylor Hall coming back again.
How about this? Frank Saravalli's reported that the salary cap is expected to go up around 2025, 2026. That summer. Wait. Yeah, that's the year Leon Draisaitl scheduled to become an unrestricted free agent. That guy's going to become a UFA off who knows how many 50-goal seasons he'll have leading up to that. A year where the cap is going to potentially skyrocket. Connor makes 12.5 for one more year after that season Draisaitl's deal expires. There will be a year where Draisaitl makes more than Connor McDavid.
I was just going to say, there's no way that we don't come out of the season after that with two guys making the max.
No, but not necessarily, because they're going to be up to them to like not exactly go for the max.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know to see what their number's going to be though.
I don't know. Like, I blame them if they don't.
Like with I could see Connor almost just re-upping at 12.5 again. But I could see Leon being like, I gave you guys a bargain year one. I played for 8.5 and he could have, can you imagine if he would have taken a bridge or if he would have been like, no, I'm betting on myself. I'm bridging this thing. So what would they have had to pay him this summer? 12.5, 11,
9.
Yeah.
Or 11 or 12.49.
Basically,
yeah.
Like 1 cent less than Connor.
And some people are still trying to say, or at least back up their argument that that was a bad contract.
That's the only thing that Peter Chiarelli left us that was good.
Oh,
and literally,
anything else.
He drafted well.
No, I was all on board with signing him the previous year, and this would be better than McKinnon because they would have been Barkov numbers, and it would have been like under 7.
I'm sorry, another good thing that happened was Flex. And as was pointed out by Wanye on Oilers Nation's Twitter during the Minnesota Wild game, we have not seen or heard from Flex enough in recent times.
Yes.
We need to know if Flex is okay.
Wasn't Flex weren't we bringing into like become something like
I believe that they're training him for a guide.
Maybe he's on a mission then.
Could be. But we want to see Flex.
Give some love to our friends over at Cornerstone Insurance. If you head over to the website, there's a little button, a little Oilers Nation button. That's because they're here to help you out. They care about Oilers fans. CornerstoneINS.ca. And again, you just scroll around. You will find that Oilers Nation button at the bottom. Teammate of Oilers Nation is what it says. Playoff picture right now in the Western Conference. We're going to get to Ask the Idiots in a second.
How exciting is it to talk about this?
The playoff picture?
Yeah, say that again. Those two words. Playoff picture. We're not. Who put your hand up if you're nervous? There's not a hand up in here.
No,
that feels great.
I was a little bit back when we were going on those like 6-game losing streaks. Yeah, but now
I'm sitting here right now, baby.
Yeah, I'm confident, baby.
Let's go.
So right now the picture, the Oilers are 4 up on the LA Kings and they have a game in hand, and they're 5 up on the Vegas Golden Knights with the same amount of games played. I'm not nervous per se. That is a big game coming up tomorrow between the Oilers and Golden Knights. You can drop their magic number right now is 9, right? That's what Iwanek has it pegged at.
Yep.
So if you just beat Vegas
5 tomorrow,
yeah, you'll drop your magic number to 5, which is unreal.
That's huge.
Even with it being 9, the Oilers need a record of 4-2-1 down the stretch, and it won't matter what Vegas or LA does; they won't catch them, or Vegas wouldn't catch them.
If they win out, 4-2-1 is all we need to do.
Here's the thing. I'm terrified, but it's not because of that question. Yep. It's terrified because I still think we can win the Pacific Division.
Damn, I can't win the Pacific Division.
I think we're still going after it. We're 7 back. Yes, we have 2 games in hand. 1 game in hand. But you keep winning games and Calgary keeps losing games. Who knows?
If the Oilers were to win out, they would finish the year with 106, and that would mean Calgary has to play 500.
Yes, let's do it.
I respect your confidence to win the Pacific Division, but at the same time, I'm like, who gives a shit about winning the division? Let's just take it one game at a time.
Who'd you rather play round 1, Nashville or LA?
After we saw last night,
we're winning. We're winning the cup no matter what.
I want to do LA, and then have Nashville beat Calgary.
Yeah.
Walk through Nashville, and let's go into Colorado and do what we can do.
You know what I'm not afraid of is every other team in the league.
No, we shouldn't.
We're having fun, and we have Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. On any given night, we can outscore any team in the league.
We've taken Colorado to overtime twice in the last 2 games.
Does that happen every time? Who knows? But you're right. We've beaten these teams time and time again.
We can try.
That's okay.
But Minnesota isn't even going to be in the mix after round 1.
I'm just pulling up the questions for Ask the Idiots that Bag Milk sent my way.
I was going to say real quick, the way you said that Cornerstone insurance ad is very Bag Milk-esque.
Thank you.
I saw Bag Milk in you. So,
okay. Ask the Idiots. It's brought to you by Buster's Pizza. Submit them to Bag Milk by sending him an email, bagmilk@oilersnation.com. Buster's Pizza has a handful of locations around Edmonton. I don't have my notes, so I don't know
Nothing
exactly.
in Nashville right now, but soon.
You never know.
116th Street, 107 Avenue. It's the one right by my home. It's very good.
Donairs, pizza. It's all good at Buster's. And if you submit questions by emailing them or DMing them to Bagged Milk, he will use them and you have a chance to win a $25 GC as well. So we'll vote on our favorite question here at the end of the segment. First one comes in from Blake. Again, I haven't read these, so apologies if I don't read them very well. I'm taking my Aussie cousin to his first NHL game next Wednesday against the Stars. What's something in the arena or about going to your first game that is a must do or see? It's a great Kennedy Waz question.
Yes. I would say go early and wander around because Ice District is being finished and everything, and it's stunning down there now. So go to the Gretzky statue, look in the Hall of Fame room, wander around, explore. Once you're in the building, go look at all the murals on the walls. It's an outstanding building.
Explore.
Exactly.
Waz?
I'll say what Kennedy and I do. We try to get there as early as possible. That way you can go down to watch warm-ups really up close. Which section is it?
134.
134, yeah.
And you can just go down there, and the earlier you get, the closer you are to the glass. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of kids with signs up there. Yeah. And then
push them out of the way.
Post game, if we win, head down to the Hall of Fame room by the Gretzky statue because the vibes are immaculate. People are chanting. It's great.
That's the thing I was going to recommend.
That is the best thing that has happened this season because this is brand new to us to have everybody to go crowd around down there, and I think it gets the guys energized. It gets the fans
for sure
going.
They love that shit.
It is unreal. The vibes, you can't. There's nothing else like it.
Were you guys there for the Yesa one?
No, I don't think so.
I think that was one of the first ones, right?
Yeah.
When Hyman's They're calling your name over there.
Yeah.
Oh, the post game presser.
Yeah.
Eisen King.
Post-game. Yeah.
The chants are getting a little weirder, like Daddy Woodcroft. That's happening.
Oh yeah, let's go.
I love it personally, but
You might as well get weird with it.
oh yeah, I mean,
Let's have some fun
Super
with it.
Van Magoo is usually there, and he's always hyping everyone up. It's great. So
What was your answer?
Best placed, yeah. I would say, I think for sure the vibes there, and just I think like being in Ford Hall before and after the game too is just like there's just nothing better than thousands of fans in one room together. You're just amongst friends. Everybody's glaring at the one opposing fan group that's standing there, and it's just I don't know. Yeah, there's so much to enjoy and look at. And
being in a room with Oilers fans, or even here, like just being with Oilers fans, like and feeling the community and the like, just the electricity that just runs through everybody. There's no other feeling like it.
So if you're an Aussie fan and you're visiting Edmonton, come to Nashville. But I agree. I agree. I agree completely.
Overall,
the vibe is just so good because of the fans.
It's the fans, and that's, I mean, going back kind of to playoffs too. Like that's kind of the kicker too.
That game against Dallas is going to feel like a playoff game. Oh, yeah. It's going to have the vibes of it. The fans are going to be jacked up. And I've said it before. Like I think an arena like this and in Vegas, they're so good, but it's because the city is alive. Yeah. The city like pumps you up. You take that into the arena, and all of a sudden the arena gets the victory out of it, right? Cool. When the playoffs are on around Edmonton, when it's almost playoff time, it's the same thing. The fans are jumped up. They're ready to roll. You go into that building. It's going to be loud. It's going to be fun. But in case anyone from OEG is listening, when you're there, go have the Bobby Nix burger.
Okay, there you go.
That's what you got to do.
And I'm just going to talk about what Rick just said. Like the vibes in the city, even like just like 2017, we went only to the second round, but it's so memorable. So many people talk about 2017, and it's like it makes it sound like it wasn't like a super long cup run. It's just the second round. Right.
It's the 11 years before that made it fun.
Tyler, you got any tips for inside the arena?
Go to the pint before the game. Or after the game. Yeah.
No, he's gonna give us some sort of like what you want to do is the free popcorn's up here. He's got the press pass to get there. He's gonna pull out something around us right now.
No, I don't think I really have much. I think you guys kind of covered it. Like get there early and watch warm-ups if you've never been to like an NHL game before. Like get up close and see just how good the players are. Because I think sometimes if you're sitting like second deck or whatever, it can be lost a little bit. Second question, and I feel like Bag Milk just picked this one to make me uncomfortable.
Yes.
From Edmonton 99, given that Yaremchuk is refusing to honor his bet of a kiss, if you had to kiss one Oiler, who would it be? Ooh. I'm not answering this question because it makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, I think her answer is pretty obvious already.
I'm going with the $1 million kiss of Connor McDavid.
That would be
in there.
You got to just find out.
I'm just trying to think. A lot of those guys a lot of them are very nice, or probably pretty sensual.
Because I feel you have a nice fun kiss with Jesse Puljujärvi. He's got that tongue. Ooh. He's got the big lips, right? I'm feeling.
Ty's loving this.
I was thinking that like a Bouchard would be very like loving, and like he would just make you feel protected. Dad kiss.
All right.
I was going I'm not finished.
He's got more.
What?
Who's your
Cody Ceci? I love Cody Ceci.
Yeah.
Oh, for me, I'm going Daddy Woodcroft.
Daddy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
big DILF guy.
Oh yeah.
All right. Next one from Scott as I move on. What is the best chirp? Oh, this ties in nicely. What is the best chirp you have heard on the ice or in the stands? One of the favorites is one of my favorites is, you may not be the dumbest person in the world, but you better pray nothing happens to him. I'm probably jumbled that. But anyways, best chirp you've heard either on the ice or in the stands.
Oh boy, I don't know. I don't mean to like pump my own tires here, but it's definitely something that's come out of me. I don't like all my stuff is like night. It's just off the like there's no filter, there's no thought process behind it. Something happens and then words just come out.
I wrote down something Bearded Brad said last night because I was hysterical. Because I was like, he's
we
amazing.
need this though. We need someone to come around and like write the shit down or like video us. Because Tyler just for like the first 3 power plays, did you not just tape me?
Yeah, I have so many videos on my phone of just the Rick cam from last night and the way you yell at the players, at the fans around you, at the other team. It's hilarious and it's nonstop.
So Mike Smith's killing the game last night, and Bearded Brad goes, if drinking beer was a sport, I'd be the Mike Smith of it.
That's a good line.
Fantastic.
That's pretty good.
I've been around him. When he's on, he's on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a good, like, it's hard to, I guess when I hear other people's chirps, I try to let them like kind of slough off the shoulder.
Yeah.
But last night somebody did yell at me from a car as I was leaving the arena and asked me where the fuck is Edmonton. And I told him, I don't know, but I guess it's where we're taking the 2 points.
We're ahead of you in the standings.
And
good job.
he tried to get out of the car and fight me. But anyways, it's all good. There was a police officer right there and he flashed his flashlight at him and it was all good.
The best one that I've heard from like a mic'd up NHL player was it Giroux who made the pigeon noises? And he's like, "You're a pigeon."
You know, okay, you know what? I take it all back. On ice, and I don't think it was much of a chirp. It was more of a what he did. Austin Matthews in the preseason when some kid was like in his face, and he stopped him and like looked at his back to see who his name was. So I was like, I don't know who the hell you are. I'll just read you. That to me was one of the best ones I've seen on the ice.
That was great.
I think that any time on the ice you hear a player say "shut up" and just drop a "shut up," that's always good. When I remember there was a play where a Blues player went behind the net and the referee told him to play on, and he just looked over him and just said "shut up" and then kept playing, kept staring at the
was
ice.
it Bieksa? Who did the Alain Vigneault?
Oh, I don't remember.
Because like someone did like to Alain Vigneault, and Alain Vigneault was like peeing on himself.
Oh yeah, it was BX that yelled at Vigneault.
Yeah, I can't remember. He mocked him. Yeah. Did some like weird face, and Vigneault was like losing it. It was hilarious.
The Trevor Zegras $100 bet thing on like face-offs and stuff is really funny too.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
And then how could we have to mention Leon against the Rangers in the comeback win earlier this year when he kind of said like, "Don't worry, it's coming.
It's coming."
That's
coming.
A top-notch
Thank
chirp.
you, Tyson Berry, for that.
Yeah.
I can't really think of any off the top of my head, but like I remember there was a guy to our left at the game yesterday, and I'm like, "Let's go Oilers," and he's like, "Let's go Bozos." I'm like, okay, wow.
Yeah, somebody tried to drop a "Let's go Houston Oilers" chant yesterday.
Oh, a dude behind me threw down like after we did, I think he threw down like "Let's go Raiders."
Oh yeah.
He threw down one or two other ones too. I think there's a Warriors in there at one point, and I was like, all right, well, whatever.
Last one we got here from Mitch. Question for Ask the Idiots: is going with 11-7 viable for the playoffs?
Yes, we've seen it. The coach has done it enough that he knows how to work it properly, I think. And I honestly believe the team looks better that way. I think just the extra defenseman to take a little bit of the load off the rest of the defensemen is the key there. And we roll a really good top nine. Then you have McLeod and whoever else is the winger, and you get to roll through anybody. We've watched it before at the very beginning. It wasn't Connor. It wasn't Leon getting the minutes. It was Yam. It was Hyman. It was Puljujärvi getting the extra minutes there.
Yep. I agree. I think it's 100% viable. I mean, Tampa Bay won a Stanley Cup doing it. So to say that Edmonton couldn't go on a run with consistently playing 11-7. And I think a big reason why it works well for the Oilers is a guy like Chris Russell can play the left side or you can play the right side. So you can take minutes away from the other six defensemen. It's not like you're just awkwardly trying to jam in a fourth left D man and the other guys. Like it just you have your group of seven. Russell can slot in wherever you need him. And if you get into injury trouble, if you get into penalty trouble, it doesn't matter because you got that extra defenseman sitting there and you use him more than you use your fourth line winger, Derek Brassard.
Yep. For me, I'd love to see an opportunity for a guy like Marcus Niemelainen to get into a few playoff games here or there. If the team, you want to start a playoff round with a lot of physicality. To me, Niemelainen's a guy I want as my seventh defenseman. Come in there and hit a few bodies and just set that tone. Keep that thing going. And so for me, I'd love to see us.
And for a young guy like that, it's perfect for them. Right? You can give them a little bit here, a little bit there. If it's working, cool. A little bit more. If it's not, all right, no problem. A little bit less. Put the other guys out there instead.
11-7 viable for the playoffs.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's been working. So
it does, and you can't argue with the results.
You can't. No. We're getting what we need. So
yeah.
Waz, what about you, pal?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, Tyler said it best. The Tampa Bay Lightning won a Stanley Cup with it. And I think Jay Woodcroft's very comfortable with the system. He knows how to work it well.
They did it in Bakersfield.
There you go. So why not run with it?
Yep. All right. That's going to do it for Ask the Idiots, brought to you by our friends at Buster's Pizza. Let's vote on our winner. There was the Aussie cousin in his first game. There was the kiss question. There was the chirping one. And then there was the last one, 11-7 from Mitch. Dan, your vote?
Kiss.
Kiss.
Oh, easily the kiss.
Kiss.
Rick, it doesn't matter what you say.
Kiss.
I kiss.
All right. Congratulations to Edmonton 90, 9 who asked that question.
Bag milk.
It's probably just, bag milk. Enjoy your $25, man. Okay, let's wrap up with our hot and cold performers of the week, delivered and brought to you by our friends at DoorDash. And I do have a button for that. I just, as always, am wildly unprepared for this segment. Ding dong. Shout out to DoorDash. Promo code ONRadioDD gets you 25% off, no delivery fees on your first order. And because I feel like giving everyone a nice treat on a Friday.
Ding dong.
That's Liam saying ding dong. And I have that just at my disposal for other shows. We eat our veggies first. Cold performer of the week, Dan.
I thought you were going to go rogue like I did that time and did 2 hot performers because I was
just
feeling
making his own damn rules over there.
My cold performer of the week, it's hard to pick because it's been good, but I think I have to say that effort against Minnesota was just absolutely horrendous. The defenseman leaving Mikko out to dry. Mikko not really able to do much on many second opportunities in that game. It was a rough effort altogether, and we had 100 fans here in Nashville to watch it. So you get my cold performer of the week.
Oh, that's cold.
Rick.
It's been all over. This man has tried numerous, I think 3, by the way, to get the results he's wanted. He's gone to the GM. He's gone to the coach. He's gone to the greatest player in the world right now to get the answer he wants. He's been 0 for 1, 0 for 2, 0 for 3. But I'm going out and I'm giving this one to Mark Spector. He's hunting for somebody to jump on the anti-Puljujärvi bandwagon or the whatever he's trying to do right now. I really don't understand it. I get it. You're where you come from when you grew up, that you watched the game and that was it, right? You go to the stat sheet, Tuesdays in the Sun. It was the big thing. You got all the stats there. That's what it was. It's 2022. How you evaluate the game has changed. You have more information out there. You have more tools out there to form a more realistic, real opinion. He's refusing to use them. He's almost making this like his one. I don't know why. He's going
weird hill to die on.
He's going. Yeah, exactly. It's a weird hill to die on, but he's going out there trying to get the Puljujärvi thing. So I don't get it. I don't know why, but it's time to understand that there's more. And I know it sounds weird, but there's more than just the score sheet. So this one goes out to Mark Spector and his little hunt to bring down Puljujärvi. He's the cold performer this week.
What the hell is going on?
Kennedy or Waz?
Mine's very random, but the Wi-Fi up in Nashville's building where we were sitting, I had no Wi-Fi, and for me as someone who likes to produce content during the game, it made it really tough. So I was very disappointed in the Wi-Fi.
It's like the whole city though.
No, the Wi-Fi has been great, like all over the place, but like
the hotel hasn't been fantastic.
For me, it's been good. I've been doing my
I'm also sending like 8 gigabyte files.
Oh, yeah.
So it would take
3 attempts to do the
how am I supposed to
pregame
do
on
my
Tuesday.
job? You know, it's not easy. And what am I supposed to bring a Wi-Fi extender next time I'm here?
Yes.
Yep.
Bridgestone Wi-Fi.
I'm upset.
Kennedy.
My cold goes to all the stairs in Nashville.
It's a hilly town, isn't it?
It's a hilly town, which fair enough, but every bar is a stairs.
3 or 4
so many stairs to go through a level. I do not understand how we're walking that many stairs to go through one damn level.
Exactly. Like going up.
Hey, Nashville, your stair situation?
They are just fucking ass right now.
I haven't used that one in a while because I don't have it. I only have it in my at-home Roadcaster, so I need to pull it out whenever I get a chance. My cold performer of the week is simple. Hangovers. Not loving it.
How many, Tyler? How many so far?
How many mornings have we been in Nashville? And every night I'm like, I'm taking it easy tonight, you guys. Like, come on. Yeah, Kennedy had her first ever hangover.
First ever hangover.
Today or yesterday?
Yesterday I was hurt.
Yesterday,
the age club.
I used to always hear when people would be like, oh, you wait till your hangover start lasting 2 days. And I'd always be like, yeah, okay. I think I can suck it up. And then they start hitting you. And I don't get them every time, but every once in a while where I drink, it'll be a 2-dayer now. And I'm like, oh, Lord, it's not worth it. All right. Hot performer of the week. We are going to flip the order. And I'm going to start with you, Kennedy.
Hot performer, Leon Draisaitl.
There you go.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's why I started with you.
Thank you.
I can't believe it.
Waz?
I'm gonna give it to the people of Nashville. They've been awesome. They've been really good, very kind of honestly surprised by the Southern hospitality. Everyone I've talked to has been great. There was a couple fans that Kenny and I were sitting beside yesterday, and I'm gonna post a little video with them later when this is obviously I'll pull it probably. And I asked them, what do you guys know about Edmonton? And the first thing was West Edmonton Mall, but they gave a nice shout out to the CFL as well. So
Yes,
big
go
CFL
Elves.
fans here.
Pour it on!
Rick.
Well, the week ends like tomorrow technically or today-ish, and the trip's got another day or whatever. So I got to give this one out too because next week it doesn't really fit. So this one goes out to our man, Big Dan. He takes these trips. He grabs them by the balls, and he puts out. Dude, you put yourself out there all the time. You're making sure everybody has a great time. Half of us get loaded and we're just doing our own damn thing in our own little circle, and it is what it is. But you're out there shaking hands, kissing babies with everybody you can find, whether they're on this trip, they're on that trip, they're wearing an Oilers jersey, doesn't matter who they are. You're out there spreading the love. So this goes to Big Dan. You do this, you do it very well, and I can't wait to do it with you again.
Put some respect on my name.
Absolutely.
MVP.
Best man
Dan.
to do it. Best man for the job as well, because I'm way too much of a grumpy dick to be given that kind of responsibility. Dan kills it every single time. Dan, you're hot performer of the weekend. You can't just say Rick because he said something nice about you.
Yes, I appreciate that, and it is it's a big honor to be able to put together something like this. And I got to give two out this time. Tyler, you apologize. You're gonna have to put up with a little bit of talky Dan. First of all, the Oiler fans that have come down with us for this experience. It's a different group than anybody we've ever traveled with before. The age range has been absolutely off the scale, and I love it because I've seen passion from people that I never would have expected it, and I've seen some analysis from people that I never would have expected it. It's so much fun to just be able to be out of your element in a weird city, in a weird town, and as Kennedy mentioned earlier in the podcast, you see friends all over the place and they're wearing orange and blue. So for me, Oiler fans, you get my first hot performer of the week for the way that you travel, the manner in which you travel. It's entirely respectful. I don't see any Oiler fans getting into any mix-ups with anybody ever in any of these situations. So Oiler fans, the way you travel, you get my I apologize.
We're in Nashville. That makes sense.
We're in Nashville. But I'm going to just give my hot performer number one to Oiler fans who traveled with the team.
It's getting hot in here. So hot.
And who's your other one?
Number two is going to go to the crew that is sitting in the room with me, as well as the Sharps who are not here.
They might be in bed still, by the way.
They might still be in bed. I'm just gonna list the names off, just first names, no government names here. But I just want to give some love to everybody that's out here. But you guys, especially the Nation team. Yes, I do put some work in, and yes, we do put a lot of work in to get this stuff off the ground and in the air. But once we're in the air, the Nation crew and the people that are here with Oilers Nation are what makes these trips special. I'm going to get choked up just thinking about it, but I think everybody that's sitting here listening to this and everybody that's sitting here in this room talking right now can agree that when you're in a bar in Nashville and you guys get a "Let's Go Oilers" chant going, and we've got it on video, and we're just documenting everything, and we're showing everybody in Edmonton what a great time Nashville is. You guys deserve a ton of credit for the experience that you've been able to share with everybody back home. So I want to give a ton of love to everybody in the nation, and again, a lot of love to the Oiler fans that have come down here, because this is an absolute blast, and I can't wait, Rick, until the next Nation vacation next year.
Let's go.
The big guy is smoking hot.
I'm going to one up you. I'm going to give 3 hot performers, but
Yes.
none of them are as heartfelt as the last 2 you just heard. Number one, the big man, Jeremy Koopel. Come on, you got to give some love to Coop Daddy. This guy is an absolute machine. He has single-handedly saved the Oilers, 5-6 goals this season at least.
Oh my God.
It's unbelievable. Jeremy Koopel, you get a big hot performer from me. And my other 2 quickly, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Hello, 3-dinger game at Yankee Stadium, hitting off one of the best pitchers in the world. Forget about it. Episode 67 of Blue Jays Nation Radio is out now. And Coombsy, I wasn't on this one because obviously I'm here not watching the Jays. But Coombsy and I, after every Blue Jays series this year, we drop a new episode of that podcast. So find it wherever you get your podcast from. And thirdly, how good are Bud Light sodas?
They're actually really good.
They just taste like pop. They're
But just understand
very
this. Do not get too excited with them, because I got excited when we were in Vegas last time and we had the Bud Light seltzers.
Yeah.
It takes like a year to go north of the border. So enjoy them now, because you may not see them again until you come back to the States again.
I'm debating if it's worth throwing a handful in my suitcase just so I can have a little supply.
Bud Light, give us a call. We'll bring them to Canada for you.
Yeah, when you go to launch these bad boys north of the border, Bud Light, you know exactly who to talk to for a little ad deal. I will give up my job if I can just be the Bud Light hard soda guy.
Wait till you try some G.
Those are strong words from Tyler.
Yeah, but then he gets, even if there's a global pandemic, he gets to put the suit on and actually go to playoff games again and be the only one in the rink.
That is one of the best memes that came out of anything the last 2 years, is when Ehlers is celebrating to the crowd and it's just the can of soda.
Yeah.
So funny. All right, I think that's good.
Did Rick say it's hot before?
Yeah,
I think so.
He gave it to Dan.
I want to give a quick bonus one.
Yeah.
Because this trip has been the perfect way to top off my 1 year anniversary of the company. That's tomorrow.
Oh, really?
So it's been 1 year with the nation. It's been fantastic. Same with Kennedy, apparently. I didn't know that, but we
You guys both started on the same day?
I don't know.
Around the same time, honestly. I was April as well. So.
I love that, because it was weird because we went to the golf tournament.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there at the point with Jay, and then Waz comes up and introduces himself to Jay, his boss.
Yeah.
Because that's the first time they ever met each other face to face.
Yeah. So it's like,
That's wild.
Nah, we also just hit 30,000 followers on TikTok, which for me, I wish we did that sooner, but yeah, it's fantastic. It's coolest job in the world, without a doubt.
Parting thoughts from Nashville, Dan?
Yes, it's been an absolute blast. The fun times do continue. As I mentioned, this trip is a little bit longer than usual, so look for more content to be coming from Nashville.
Tyler tries hot chicken sandwich. Let's go.
Yes, and
I've been documenting everything. There will be a big video coming out, so I'm very excited for that.
for sure, and look for an article coming from me probably just as this episode drops. So tons of excitement still to come from Nashville, but a huge thanks to everybody for putting this on. Tyler, to you for putting on this podcast, being able to put this on in the hotel for everybody, including everyone. Shout out Zach Lang, who's in recovery. We haven't had a chance to do a big cheers yet. We haven't gotten together since he got out of surgery. So
we were on the plane.
He is LTIR in it for a little bit.
What's that?
Well, for Jay.
We should give Jay a high. There's a lot of hot performers in our lives this week. Congratulations to Jay on the birth of his daughter, Crawford Jones.
Of course.
Yeah, let's give the credit to Eva. I think Jay didn't do a lot of work there. He's got a lot of work coming up.
Jay really wanted to come do work here.
Oh, dude,
I don't know how babies work. I don't know how this shit is.
I feel terrible for Jay and Bagged Milk. Like, I get it, Jay. Like, fantastic, Jay. I get it. Everything aside, but I know how much those two would love to be here, especially for how much fun we've had.
Bagged Milk would be in his element in Nashville.
I have to be honest. I think we've been digging the knife a little deep in on Bagged Milk, but the FOMO,
I've tried to leave him alone the whole time.
Yeah, the FOMO game has to be strong, and it leaves no person behind. And so, unfortunately, Bagged Milk, you're just getting caught in the FOMO game. But we know Bagged Milk will be out for the next Nation Video.
The last thing I wanted to say. I meant to bring this up earlier when we were recapping the trip. Nashville's rink is really good.
Yeah, it's really
in a great spot because it's literally on Broadway, but also like inside, like the concourse is very spaced out. Wide. Every seat has a cup holder. Their seats are a little narrow, but every seat has a cup holder. Yeah. Huge.
As
narrow.
a big man, I have to talk about this for a second. My hips are bruised.
Oh, was it that narrow?
It is really bad. But anyways, you're right. A phenomenal experience.
A unique concourse. Like sometimes when you go to these different rinks, like it feels cookie cutter, like they're all the same, and like so much to do, so many different little shops and stuff. It was great.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Like it was built in 98 or something like that. So it's not even like one of the new ones where you're taking the new ideas and everything like that. But it's from outside it's cool. You get inside, it doesn't even feel like a rink yet. You feel like you're almost at a mall or something like that. The prices of the beer were kind of up there.
Everything in Nashville is priced according to,
it's a tourist spot. They make their money off the people who come and drink their beers.
That was the coolest bathroom I ever experienced.
What's up with doing bathrooms?
I don't know, but the sink was a countertop.
The sink table.
Yeah, and like
I legitimately thought that somebody had like sealed over the one that I was.
Dude, the first time I used it, like, what is this?
And like the tap is automatically hot.
Yeah,
it doesn't go to cold.
It
was very warm, and I was cold in my romper, so I would just stand there and run my hands under hot water.
The tap water in Nashville has been fucking amazing.
Great tap water city. I stand by that too. You know me, I'm a big tap water guy. So
huge tap water.
Edmonton got the cold perform from Tyler a couple couple weeks ago for their tap water. So
Oh, that's true.
Nashville has redeemed itself redeemed my belief in.
Great podcast, everyone. I think this is
Yep.
a lot of fun. Not a lot of over talking. Great job by everybody.
Well done.
Oh,
Yeehaw.
There you go.
there you go. This is going to be a wrap. Episode 189 of Oilers Nation Radio. Shout out to all of our sponsors, DoorDash, Oodle Noodle, PointsBet Canada, which is live in Ontario. I bet on Leon Draisaitl to get a hat trick last night, and I got paid out very nicely for that. Shout out to PointsBet Canada. Shout out to Cornerstone Insurance and Buster's Pizza. Our boy Edmonton 99, who's got himself a nice $25 GC. You can get your own by submitting an Ask the Idiots question to our friend Bag Milk. Bagmilk at OilersNation.com. Enjoy your weekend, Oilers fans. Let's hope they beat the wheels off the Vegas Golden Knights tomorrow, and we'll talk to you again a week from now.
Shout out New West Travel.
Thanks for listening to Oilers Nation Radio, delivered by DoorDash. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram.